Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Grade 9. Today in biology we will study chapter number 2, solving a biological problem. Our today's topic is biological problem, hypothesis, deductions and experiments. It is present on page number 21 to 23. You have to write down and learn question number 5 of this chapter, that is, what steps are taken by biologists to solve a biological problem. It is a long question and you can write down its answer from page number 21 to 23, or you can write down using this video lecture. In solving a biological problem, biologists take following steps. These are 7 major steps that any biologist take to solve any biological problem. First, recognition of biological problem. That means what is a biological problem. Then they make observations, then form hypothesis, deductions, experiment, summarization of results and reporting of results. We will study in detail each one of them. Recognition of biological problem. When we are talking about recognition, that means we are talking about what is biological problem. That means it is a question related to living organism. Biologists go for adopting biological method when they encounter some biological problem. That means they use biological methods to solve that biological problem, either to find out what is that problem and then to solve it. When we are talking about a biological problem, it is a question related to living organisms that is either asked by someone or comes in biologist's mind by himself. That means a biologist can take any problem from his own mind, or he can take some other inspiration from anyone else's work or someone other's observations. The second step is observations. Biologist recalls his or her previous observations or makes new ones using 5 senses of vision, hearing, smell, taste and touch. That means observe. We always observe anything of nature or around ourselves or our environment using our 5 senses. In similar way, biologists also use these 5 senses to recall his observation or make new ones. When we are talking about observations, that can be qualitative or quantitative. But quantitative observations are more accurate. Consider them as these are invariable and measurable and can be recorded in terms of number, whereas that are qualitative, these are based on qualities of any living organism or any nature that is present. That's why quantitative are considered more accurate. When we are talking about observations, these can also including reading and studying what others have done in the past, because scientific knowledge is ever growing. That means when one scientist performed some experiment and he find out some observations and he recorded its data in books or journals and any other scientific journals, any observer or biologist when observe his reading and studies what he or her has done in the past, and then he also can find out his observation from them too. When he finds his observation for any biological problem, then formulates hypothesis. Observations do not become scientific observation until they are recognized and related to a question. That means for observation, a scientific observation that should be a question or a biological problem are related to any specific concept. What happens? Biologists first organize all type of his observation. Either he studied, or he finds someone else work, or it come in his own mind. He organized all of them into a data form. Data form means that he calculated a form in a calculated form or in a fixed form and construct a statement that may prove to be answer of biological problem under the study. That means he find all his data and forms a statement like when we are talking about in next chapter lesson, we will study about the example of malaria, in which different we will explain it in detail. Okay, for example, if we are talking about hypothesis, one of the hypotheses was given as plasmodium is the cause of malaria. It is a statement, okay, that is constructed by any biologist to solve its problem. Then the tentative explanation of observation is called hypothesis. That mean कि जो भी आपने ऑब्जर्व किया है उसको जो एक प्रॉपर वे में आप एक्सप्लेन करते हो एक स्टेटमेंट की फॉर्म में, वो आपके पास हाइपोथेसिस होते हैं. दैट मे बी डिफाइंड एज अ प्रिपोजिशन दैट माइट बी ट्रू. दैट मीन आपने एक स्टेटमेंट बना लिया है, वो ट्रू भी हो सकती है और फॉल्स भी हो सकती है. इट हेयर कम्स इफ़. ओके, और जब हम बात करें एग्जाम्पल हम ले रहे हैं जो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम स्टडी करेंगे, डैट इज़ malaria. Plasmodium is the cause of malaria. It can be a preposition that can be a true or false. Then comes fourth step, that is deductions. Deductions are the logical consequences of hypothesis. That means expected result. If hypothesis is true, then deduction is true. This means it involves the use of if and then. Okay, that means what is, if hypothesis is true, then the expected result or deduction is true. So we use here if and then logic. The fifth step is experimentation. Then biologists perform different experiments to see if the hypotheses are true or not. First, the biologist formulated a statement, then he formulated it in a way if and then form to reduce some result or expected results. Then they perform different experiments to find out if the deductions are true or false. Then that means deductions are subjected to rigorous testing. That means they are tested again and again, and through experimentations biologists learn which hypothesis is correct, because they don't never form a single hypothesis, they form multiple hypotheses, and the incorrect hypotheses are rejected and the one which proved correct are accepted. And accepted hypotheses then make further predictions that provide an important way to further test its validity. That means experimentation is a continuous process which biologists perform again and again to find out whether their deductions are true or false. Then they summarize their result, which to get the actual quantitative data from experiment. Data for each of the group are then averaged and compared statistically. That means to draw conclusion, biologist also uses statistical analysis. Statistical analysis is a proper way of scientific way to find out scientific knowledge or to conclude it in a better way. When they find out they conclude their results, then they report their results. Biologists publish their findings in scientific journals and books. Second, in talk at national and international meetings, and also in seminars at college and universities. Then the publishing of result is an essential part of scientific method, because if we do not publish our results in scientific method, that do not spread in the scientific community. That means it didn't make any progress. And for making progress or for solving a biological problem, you also have to report that result. It allows other people to verify the result and also apply the knowledge to solve other problem. That means reporting the result is also very important step to allow people's either first thing to verify your results, and secondly to apply the knowledge that you have provided to solve other similar problems. I hope students it is clear. Hopefully it will be cleared more better way in next lecture when we will take an example. Okay, thank you class for today's lecture. You have to learn and write down this question on your notebooks. Allah Hafiz, have a good day.